I know I've said it many times, but I'm fascinated by the power of the brain to know what to filter, how to filter, what to hold on to, what to let go of. I mean, just all the words that were spoken to any one of us yesterday, I'll bet they would be in the hundreds, if not the thousands. I'm counting the, and, if, every word, thousands. But how many do you remember? How many conversations do you really remember? And how many even meant much of anything at all, So I remember one in particular. It was only said once to me in my whole life. And I think I was about 5, maybe 6. And I was playing marbles with my older brother Barry, the one just 3 years older than me, in the hallway in our cramped little apartment for 8 of us with my parents. And my mom or my dad called us for dinner. Come on, let's eat right now. And we were playing marbles. You know how you shoot the marbles and if you hit one out? And so they were all over the place. And so my brother Barry gets up to walk away, and I say, "Hey, Barry, wait, help me clean this up." He turned to me and he said this: "God helps those who help themselves." And then he walked away. That was my first theology class I ever learned. God helps those who help themselves. I wanted to go hit him, but I remember that always. And I think it's true. I think these scriptures today, they're about prayer. They're about asking and seeking and longing for and trying to get knocking on the door. And Jesus says it. It's so practical. If you don't knock on the door, why would you think it would be open to you? You got to knock. If you don't seek, how do you think you'll find? So could you imagine looking at, you want to grow some muscles and develop your body, so you say to your arm, "I want you to be a bigger muscle. Grow, I want you to be bigger." Got to help yourself. You go lift weights, and you do it again and again, and sometimes it gets really tough and rough, but you do it because you got to do your part. So I think that the Word of God today is not saying don't pray. It's saying prayer isn't enough. Prayer is, I think it's the linkage. It's the linkage between God and us. We seek it, we ask for it, and deep in our spirit, I think God answers us and says, "I've given you brains. I've given you abilities. You know how to do it. You got to help yourself." Now, this may be simplistic, what I'm saying, but it's just that, I think that sometimes people get the wrong idea about prayer. And some people lose faith in God because they pray really hard for something and they don't see it happen. But how often have you sought for this and instead you got that, and then later on you say, "Thank God, this is better." I wanted this with everything in my heart and soul, but I didn't get it. Instead, I got that. And part of the reason is because when we're seeking after something and we're struggling and we're not finding it happen, sometimes the creative juices get going inside of us and we begin to see with more clarity. The issue is bigger than this. The possibilities are more than this. And maybe sometimes, although this would be better than that in the short run, maybe sometimes it's not real good at all. Sometimes people experience burnout. They got what they wanted, but it was more than they needed, or it wasn't the right thing at all. But that's what they wanted. So today, I hear in these scriptures, it's more of that wisdom that the Word of God gives to us. And in fact, even the last line of the gospel says, this is how Jesus sums it up: "Do to others what you would have them do to you. This is the law and the prophets." So maybe the interiorizing and the looking deeper and the asking more than once and longing for all of that stuff deep in the spirit is where things come to fruition and bless our lives. And I think Jesus is saying, don't do less of it, do more of it, but be open to the movement of the Spirit. Please stand.